Welcome back, deep divers. Ready for another plunge into history?
Always.
Awesome. Today we're diving deep into a story that's shrouded in mystery, ambition, and, well, a whole lot of swamp water.
Swamp water.
Oh yeah. We're talking about Hernando de Soto's 1539 expedition, a journey through the heart of what's now the southeastern United States.
That's right, an often overlooked chapter of early American history.
But it's one packed with drama.
Yeah.
From the clash of cultures to the relentless pursuit of gold, and even a secret burial in the Mississippi River.
Intriguing.
It really is. We'll be digging into an article called America's Mysterious Exploration, Hernando de Soto's Expedition of 1539. And I've got to say, the scale of this thing is just mind-boggling.
I agree. De Soto landed in Florida with over 600 men. That's not just an exploration party, it's a small army.
Exactly. And they were motivated by more than just curiosity, right?
Absolutely. The lure of gold was a major driving force. Tales of golden cities, riches beyond imagination.
Yeah, those stories were spreading like wildfire in Europe at the time.
And De Soto was determined to find his fortune in the New World.
Which is kind of crazy when you think about it. He's leading this massive expedition, risking everything, based on rumors and legends.
Well, it speaks to the ambition of the era, the thirst for wealth and power that was driving European expansion.
It's a pretty big gamble, though. I mean, what if the rumors were false?
That was a risk De Soto was willing to take, and he wasn't the only one. Many Europeans at the time believed that the Americas were overflowing with riches.
But it wasn't just about grabbing gold, was it? There was also a strong element of conquest, of establishing Spanish dominance.
Right. De Soto saw himself as an agent of the Spanish crown, claiming territory and subjugating native populations.
And so these 600-plus men embarked on this epic trek.
4 years. They spent 4 years traversing some of the most challenging terrain imaginable.
Think dense forests, treacherous swamps, and towering mountains. They went through what's now Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, and Arkansas.
And keep in mind, they didn't have GPS, modern maps, or any of the tools we rely on today. They had to navigate using the stars, their knowledge of the land, and sheer determination.
It's incredible, really, just picturing them hacking through those dense forests, wading through swamps.
It was a grueling journey, no doubt, and they weren't exactly welcomed with open arms everywhere they went.
Of course not. They encountered numerous indigenous tribes, each with their own established cultures and territories.
The Apalachee, the Muscogee, the Choctaw, these were not empty lands waiting to be discovered. They were already home to complex societies.
And some of these encounters turned violent, didn't they?
Yes, sadly. There were clashes, misunderstandings, and ultimately, battles.
One that stands out is the Battle of Mabilla in 1540. It was a brutal clash with the Choctaw, led by Chief Tuscaloosa.
Chief Tuscaloosa, a powerful leader, wasn't about to let these strangers waltz in and take over.
He put up fierce resistance, and the battle was devastating for both sides.
De Soto lost many men, and the Choctaw village was destroyed. Plus, despite all the bloodshed, he still didn't find the gold he was so desperately searching for.
So, not exactly a victory for De Soto. Did this encounter change his approach at all, do you think?
It's hard to say for sure, but the mounting losses, the lack of treasure, and the fierce resistance he faced must have taken a toll.
You'd think he might have started questioning his mission at that point, but De Soto persisted.
Perhaps he was too stubborn to turn back, or maybe he still clung to the hope of finding those elusive riches. But his journey was nearing its end.
In 1542, he succumbed to illness near the Mississippi River. But his death was shrouded in secrecy, wasn't it?
Yes, De Soto's men buried him secretly in the river at night. They were afraid of what might happen if the indigenous people discovered their leader was dead.
That's pretty eerie, isn't it? Imagine the fear and desperation they must have felt, trying to hide his death while surrounded by potential enemies.
It paints a picture of a mission unraveling, of a group of men disillusioned and vulnerable. Their leader was gone, their hopes of riches dashed, and they were a long way from home.
So, no golden cities, no triumphant return to Spain. In the end, De Soto's expedition failed to achieve its primary goals.
In terms of immediate wealth and establishing a permanent Spanish foothold, yes.
But it had a lasting impact, didn't it?
Absolutely. Sadly, one of the most significant legacies was the introduction of European diseases to the Americas.
Smallpox, measles, influenza. diseases that the indigenous populations had no immunity to.
These diseases spread like wildfire, decimating entire communities. It's a tragic and often overlooked consequence of De Soto's expedition.
A reminder that contact, even without intentional conquest, can have devastating and unforeseen consequences.
It's a complex and unsettling legacy, but it's crucial to remember this part of the story as well.
So what can we take away from this deep dive into De Soto's expedition?
It's a story of ambition, hardship, cultural clashes, and the devastating impact of disease.
It's also a story that challenges the traditional narratives of exploration and conquest.
It forces us to confront the complexities of history and the unintended consequences of human actions.
And it leaves us with a lot to ponder.
Imagine yourself as a member of one of the tribes encountered by De Soto. How might this expedition have shaped your tribe's history, their relationship with Europeans, and their very understanding of the world?
It's a powerful thought experiment, isn't it?
It is, and it reminds us that history is more than just dates and battles. It's about people, cultures, and the choices they made.
Choices that continue to resonate centuries later. Well, that's about all the time we have for today's deep dive.
It's been a fascinating journey.
As always. And to all you deep divers out there, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time for another plunge into the depths of history.
Until then.
See you then.